Hey everybody, welcome back to Das Lab. It's Friday night, and what's going on today? Got a brand new 2022 Honda Rubicon ATV, and got a new seat extender that I'm going to put on it with storage. And that's our goal today, is to get this baby mounted. It's got the high mounted rear light, brake light, and running light, and we're gonna have to do a little bit of wiring. So I've been looking around to try to figure out where that's gonna go. We'll go under the seat there, and it's got a connector on it that we can wire in, and it can be disconnected easily. Little three-prong thing there, ground, and then one for the running light and one for the brake light. And we've got some U-bolts, and as you can see, I've been already contemplating the idea of putting some sort of a little buffer on there, because it's going to go on here like this, and I don't want to, scrape up the tubing any more than I have to. So that's what we're going to be working on today. I got to figure out exactly where I'm going to put this. I'm a big guy, as you may or may not have deduced, and I think that this is going to come back to the point where it just hangs out just about even. Sorry about the lighting. Just about even with the back bar here, so I can still get something on here, tie down or whatever, and that'll give me enough room on the seat for my rather large buttocks, and then enough room for somebody to sit up there as well too. So that's what we're going to be doing today. All right. Okay, so make no mistake, I'm not happy about having to do this. One of the first things that I got to do is cut into the wiring and do a little bit of a splice job here. But it's got to be done. I do want to have the rear-mounted safety light for the running light and the brake lights on there. There's a couple reasons why I want to do that, but I looked at this area here for potential tapping in. Into the tail light proper. There's a cable coming through here. There's no usable connection points inside there. So instead of running wires all over the place, I can get in underneath the seat here, and I do have access to everything comes apart really nicely on there. I do have access to the wiring all the way back here. So I think I'm going to splice in somewhere here where I got a nice little bit of slack. We've got a ground here. I'm probably going to go back over here somewhere. Can you even see? I think you can. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to do first is just cut away on the sheathing here, gently, and try to determine which wire is the headlight, which wire is the neut ground, and which one is the brake. Okay, so I stripped back some of the wires, and I blew a fuse. Shorted them out. I should have had it turned off. But what I've determined on this particular model, that the green is ground, and I got my battery terminal right here. The brown is the tail light, and the green with the yellow stripe is the brake light. So I know how to splice in now. Brown is the tail light, green is ground. So that's kind of standard. So I'm going to go shut this off before I do anything else crazy. I blew a 20 amp fuse. And so I've determined that on this 2022 Rubicon for the taillight, green is ground, brown is for the tail light, and green with the yellow stripe is for the brake light. So just to show you, there were spare fuses in there, 20 amp fuse, and you can see that it is the little golden arch is not arching anymore. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so I got this wiring diagram that came with this detachable harness. I'm gonna have a lot of spare wire, and that's fine. But it says here that white is the battery negative, so that's going to be green for me. Black is for the tail light, which is going to be my brown, and the brake light is red. So I've got to just splice those in there, and I'm going to be using these type of crimp connectors, and I will probably tape it on afterwards. So I got the everything's disconnected there, and I've got some of them stripped. So I will just go ahead and crimp and connect those on. Okay, so I got the wiring spliced in there, nice and neat, and I don't know if you can tell here or not, but yeah, you can see that the taillight works and the brake light works. So at least I got it up to where it should be initially, and now I'm going to clean this up and put some tape on it and bundle it up nice and neat under there. And then I can plug this in to the new seat and then see if the taillight and the headlight work there. So give me a minute to clean this up here, if you don't mind. I'll just tickle you off. Can I turn you off? I know I'm pretty good at turning you on, but can I turn you off? Oh, where is you? All right, so we got something good going on here. Plugged it in, and brake light and highlight. So that's good. That's really good. Okay, so trying to choose where to run this. I may want to disconnect it, I may not want to, but I've got room right here for the wiring harness, and there's a little channel here that the regular brake light runs through. I think I'm going to run that harness right in there like that, and just leave that like that. Put this cover back on, and it goes in. Basically you slide it forward, there's two little tabs there, and then pop your grommets right there, and that gives me some nice access point, and everything's nice and neat and put away where it should be. Put the manual back, all buttoned up there, and then the seat can go back on. All right. Okay, so when positioning this, I want it as far back as possible to give me as much room on the seat. But I don't want it too far back. There's a little bit of a place here for a handle. I might want to have clips hanging on here, so I can't really come back any further than this. So I've got it lined up left to right. Now I've checked inside to make sure that there's somewhere, because this is a universal mount. It's a MAXX, MAXX device, and it's universal mount. It's not meant for the Honda. It's not a Honda piece of equipment. So you basically are going to have some U-bolts that bolt onto the tubes. Okay, and I've taken it upon myself to put a little bit of rubber heat shrink on there because I don't want it to the metal on metal, you know, over the years to rust it out, just to give it a fighting chance to be cushioned a bit. So I will have to have one U-bolt in there and one U-bolt in there. Now the other two, I want them as far forward as possible, because if there's somebody riding on the back, I don't want them to be, you know, you just want it, I don't want it cantilevered. I don't want all the mounting at the back, or else it'll tend to flip up. So I got a few tricks up my sleeve for how I'm going to mount the front bolts, and I think they're going to go on this way, and they're it's tough. I just can't get in there with a drill and just drill a couple holes because I'd have to rip apart everything. So I'm gonna try a few tricks for that once I get these mounted. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is get my appropriate size drill and somewhere around there, drill into the bottom of the box. Okay, so I've got I got one bolt loosely mounted there and one bolt loosely mounted there, and what I did is for the end of the cross piece over there, I just went in and I marked it off with a Sharpie. Kind of hard to see. You'll see when I flip it over. I put some marks on there. I did screw up a little bit, and I didn't film it. It doesn't look too bad from in here. You can see the plate there, but I'll show you what the problem was. Hopefully you don't get caught like I did. Can you tell? Let me get some light on it here. When I was marking out these bars, okay, they're tapered. They are tapered. So they come in from they narrow as you come closer to the back. So I don't know what I was doing marking my holes, but the end result is, this one's not too bad, but I screwed up on that one. So sloppy, but you know, that's a DAF Lab learning curve. I should have done this on somebody else's first before trying it on my own. And then you make the mistakes on someone else's, and then you're good. Now I don't know if you can see here, but you can see my Sharpie mark. Maybe there, and there's another one over here. So that I just ran the Sharpie in along this line here, and now I know where my bar is, so I can drill some holes for that. Okay, I got all 4 points put on loosely, and what that gives me is lots of flexibility. So everything's kind of bolted on. I can, you know, fine tune it forward, left, right, pretty well equidistant. So I think I got enough slop. One of the key things is too that I have the mounting as far forward as I can, so that anybody who's sitting on here as a backrest, you know, it's not gonna. If I had all 4 across the back here, it could cantilever up. And I have them mounted in this way too, so I think it's going to be secure once I get it bolted down. Now, one of the things I'm considering is I got a lot of thread sitting there, and I might want to cut that thread off once I get those nylocks fastened down, and I got to do something with this wiring. So I'm just going to go and tighten those down, and I'll bring it back when I got it all set up. Okay, it's all mounted on, it's all square, and for the wiring, got it tucked away in behind there, and I tried to think of different things to use, and in the end, I went with duct tape. Just, you know, tie wrapping it, and it's to be loose. This way, you know, you got something stuck in underneath there. It's not going to come flying out and get caught on the wiring. I might put a few more pieces on there, but that's my solution. So, other than that, that is her mounted. And one thing I did make sure is that I could still actually get the seat off if I needed to. And I can get at a few other things back there without having to unbolt the beast. So that's all I got for you this time on DAF Lab. Thanks for coming in and tuning in. And you know, it's all about safety. Make sure that you follow the manufacturer's recommendations and whatnot as to whether you should even be putting one of these things on your vehicle or not. Have fun. Be safe, and don't get any on you. See you next time!